The alien queen stood at the edge of the silver platform, her tall, luminous form casting a pale glow on the polished black stone that spread out beneath her. Like a mirror, her eyes were like twin galaxies spinning with unreadable thoughts. As thousands of her subjects knelt before her on the ancient battlefield, her gaze swept across the vast space, past the broken alien banners, the crushed steel of long destroyed mechs, and finally landed on me. I stood there alone, my rifle slung across my back, my armor dented, scorched, bloodied, my helmet long gone, lost in the heat of the fight. My face was bruised, my lips split, and my hands shaking from fatigue. I didn't move as she approached, even though every alien soldier behind her had frozen mid-salute. As if time had paused, the queen walked down the steps, her bare feet silent on the stone. She stopped 10 paces in front of me, her head tilting slightly, and I noticed that her shimmering robe was torn, stained with something dark. Maybe oil, maybe blood. Her silver crown sat crooked on her brow. I looked around trying to figure out what I had done, or if maybe she mistook me for someone else. No one told me to move, no one raised a weapon, and when she opened her mouth, I expected commands, accusations, maybe even the declaration of my death. Instead, she knelt. The alien queen dropped to her knees in front of me, her long arms falling limp by her sides, her head bowed low. I blinked, I opened my mouth to speak, then closed it again. Silence fell like a thunderclap over the field. Not a single alien moved. Behind me, my squad whispered my calm, crackled, confused voice of command, but I barely heard it. My heart thundered in my chest. What was happening? What had I done? Why was she kneeling? I took a step back, and she flinched as if my movement was too bright, too loud. She looked up then, and there were tears in her eyes. Actual tears. I had never seen an alien cry before. I heard her whisper something, her voice shaky, unsure, like she herself could not believe the words she spoke. He lived, she said in her own tongue. And then she spoke again, this time in broken English. You bear the mark. I stared at her. What mark? Her trembling hand lifted, she reached forward toward my chest where the armor had cracked, exposing a sliver of my skin just above the heart, and there glowing faintly was something I had never noticed before, a strange symbol. It shimmered with the same light as her crown. The crowd of aliens murmured. A wave of emotion passed through them like wind over tall grass. A commander stepped forward, his armor bristling with gold and rank. He looked at the queen, then at me, then dropped to one knee. Another followed, and another. Within seconds, the entire alien army was kneeling. I felt like the world was spinning. I turned to my squad. Their faces mirrored my confusion. What was going on? I looked down at the strange glowing mark on my chest. It had never been there before. Not during training, not during deployment, not during the battle. It was as if it had only appeared the moment the queen had seen me. And then a memory surfaced, something buried deep. A dream, no, a nightmare. During cryosleep on the way to this planet, I had dreamed of a bright hall of golden walls, of a figure placing a hand on my chest and whispering a word I couldn't understand. I thought it was just a dream, but now the symbol burned hotter, as if responding to something. The queen looked up, her face shining with awe. He bears the seal of the lost, she said, of the ancestor who vanished. You are the signal, the prophecy, the guide. I laughed not because it was funny, but because I was terrified. This had to be some mistake. In just a corporal, I said. But the queen shook her head slowly. You are the one the stars sang of, the earth-born light. And when she said that, the sky cracked, literally. A sound like thunder tore the air, and above us the clouds spiraled outward, revealing a massive construct descending slowly, surrounded by golden light. It was not alien. It was not human. It was something older, something vast. The alien soldiers gasped, and some began to weep. Even my squad dropped their weapons, backing away in fear. I felt the heat of the mark intensify, until it felt like it was searing through me. The queen reached out again, and this time her hand brushed my chest. And in that moment, I saw everything. Images flashed through my mind faster than thought. Wars fought among stars. A race that once guided both human and alien evolution. A betrayal, a disappearance, a scattered memory encoded in bloodlines and ancient machinery. I saw the alien queen as a child being taught to fear the one who bore the mark. And then I saw myself, not as I was, but as something more, something connected to a legacy I never asked for. The ship above us began to hum. A beam of light shone down around me and the Queen, and I knew deep down that this moment would change the galaxy forever. She looked up at me, and for the first time I saw fear in her eyes. Not of me, but of what I represented. "You are the return," she whispered, and she bowed again. I wanted to run. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't move. The mark pulled me forward, lifted me into the air, and I felt my feet leave the ground. I was rising. The light consumed me. The last thing I saw before it all went white was the alien Queen still kneeling, surrounded by thousands. And then, silence. I woke up in a chamber of glass and light. Alone, but I wasn't afraid anymore. The mark was gone, but the knowledge remained. And somewhere far below me, I knew the Queen still knelt waiting for the one she had seen. And even though I still didn't understand why she dropped to her knees, I understood this. The galaxy was bigger than we thought. And somehow, I had just become its center.